Yeah, I just realized I taught this lesson without pressing start broadcast. So here's what we just did. We did a wash of greens, and then we did some bruising. These are the dark lines. Then threw on some salt, and then scratched off some highlights and did some spattering too. So I'm going to show how to do that again on another piece of paper. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's have a look at that. So to get the salt to work, we need to wet the page first. We need some moisture in the page. So you wet the area you want to work. And then you do a nice contrasty wash. Great, and while that's wet, we can do some fine bruising with a skewer stick and pull the dark wash into and onto the next area above it. So it helps that transition. Let's see that. Bruising in the foreground with the back edge of a brush. Pulling dark into the light area. Be careful not to push abruptly and stop abruptly. Pull up off the brush softly, sort of trailing off the page. So we wet the page, we put on our wash of nice strong bright color, put in some shadows right away. We do bruising while it's got a shine and it's quite wet. Remembering to pull from dark into the light area. And then we wait for the paper to get a sheen instead of a shine. That's a great time to put table salt on. If we wait too long, nothing will happen. We want just a soft sheen, not too shiny, and a light sprinkling of salt. We should get a little white dot. Or in this case, we're going to get yellow dots because we're cutting through to the yellow wash underneath. And then we wait to see if it worked. So once we've done the salt, and then we see if the page has gotten to the damp stage, that's a good time to lift off. So the edge of a palette knife, plastic palette knife works great. And we can lift out some highlights. If we do it too soon, it just fills back in. And just a little bit soon there. I can also spatter some color. Yeah, help yourself to the salt. So you can take a brush. Oh, I've got little white flowers happening. Oh, how cute. You can spatter in some color. Maybe I even want some pink flowers. maybe a few violet flowers. So we're using a round watercolor brush, making it wet and hitting against the handle of another brush. My wildflower meadow here. I think it'd be good to spatter some green into that as well. And a little bit stronger pink, I think, would look good in here. Tap, 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 everybody's spattering. Yeah. Oh, it's pretty. Nice job. I think I want some yellow flowers too. There. So, and then maybe I could lift off a few more. Scratch off. Scratching off is tricky. There's such a small window of opportunity to do it. There we go. Let's see if we can get a little closer. This camera is so wide angle. Let's see what we did there. Might as well keep painting. So just because I did that doesn't mean I'm done. I need some contrast, right? So I'm going to add some stronger darks. Trying to pick up some of these flowers that I masked off here. It's really great to have some strong contrast in the foreground and to start to set up some contrast in the grasses here. Yes, if you wait too long, just nothing happens. That's why some people like to mix gum arabic or watercolor medium in with their paint. And then if you spritz it afterwards, the water bottle, you can scratch it off then. if you ever go to Winsor & Newton demonstrations, Doug Purdon demonstrates for Winsor & Newton. He's a good traditional watercolorist, and that's what he does. I have tried it without success, even though I've seen him do it, and I thought, yeah, I can do that. I haven't had much luck with it. So I still sort of stay with the old-fashioned way, but it's tricky because you have such a small window of opportunity. If you're focusing on other things, you can just miss the right time to do it. So theoretically, you're supposed to be able to mix gum arabic in with your paint, okay? Spritz it and scratch it off. Now, what I have to do here, I have to wait for the masking fluid, like the wash in behind to dry. I'm going to scratch off any salts. I'm going to erase off the masking fluid. You can get a rubber cement pickup or a masking fluid eraser. It's just a piece of solid latex rubber, and then we'd have to rub that off. A lot of times the masking, though, it looks kind of stiff, and we need to do some more painting to it. So, because otherwise it just looks too stiff, too abrupt. Okay, so we can go back in, add some colors, shadow it a bit, so that it feels integrated with the painting. All right. Oh, it's a pretty landscape. Now, of course, this is a traditional landscape, but you could use these techniques for anything you can imagine, something really highly creative. You could use these same techniques for animals, for portraits, for abstracts, right? Anything.